You know what, guys? Of all the things we've talked about and all the stories that we've covered here, this has to be one of the most famous Langille stories of all time. Ba-da-ba-ba-bum. Hey! Welcome to episode number 132 of the Langille Show. My name is Brian Langille, and I'm serious. Of people who know me and have known me for the last 10 years, this is one of the most requested stories of all time. I've been asked to tell this over this phone. I've been asked to tell this in person. I got a call once when I was at work saying, "Can you tell my friend about that story?" And this is the story. And I can't believe I haven't shared it with you guys, but it's been 10 years, so I think it's about time that I, break the silence and tell you guys this story. 10 years ago, I was in my first year of graphic design. We had a project where we had to work with video. Ironic, I know. We had to put a video together, like 4 or 5 minutes of footage or whatever it was going to be, and most people were, filming their projects. This is my portfolio, doing things that would actually benefit their course. I was kind of the weird guy because I didn't want to do that. I wanted to do a day in the life of Langille, which, to me made perfect sense. So me and a good friend of mine, who again, friends remain nameless in the history of the Langille Show, so that's just how it works. And we decided to work together, and we'd film this video, a day in the life of Langille. So, we started off in the morning where, I'm never ready for school, and I have to answer the phone to get woken up, filming vignettes, the whole 9 yards. And then we went out for lunch, and we were talking. I said, you know what we should do? We should go to McDonald's. And then I was politely reminded, Langille, they don't like you at McDonald's. Okay, this is crucial, so I'll wrap this up really quick. There's a pre-story to this where I went to McDonald's and was politely asked to leave. The reason why was some people ended up getting drunk and going to McDonald's. I actually went to McDonald's to get drunk. It was a weird thing, kind of a miscommunication, but anyway, they politely asked me to leave, and that was the end of that adventure. But let's get back to this story. And I was like, yeah, I know, but I mean, it's been a few months. Let's go to McDonald's. So it was like, all right, so we drove into the McDonald's parking lot, and we took the camera with us because I was going to McDonald's. This is kind of like my first appearance at McDonald's since the last incident, and I really wanted to get this on tape. So we walked in, and instead of walking up to the counter and ordering something like everyone thought I was going to do, I immediately went to the playland. So of course they follow me with the camera, and I look at the sign on the door, and it says, you have to be at least this tall to get in, and I'm like, I'm good. So I open the door and I walk in, and in comes the camera with me. So obviously, as soon as I do that, there's parents in there, and they just kind of look at me like, what the hell is this? And I just ignored them, right? So I took my shoes off, and I got rid of those, because I mean, you have to wear socks, you can't wear shoes, right? And I look around, and like there's kids playing Super Nintendo, and there's kids at the table eating, and then there's this slide, and I realize, fat ass can't fit in the slide. That's just not gonna happen. But there's a ball pit, and I'm like, yeah, ball pit. So, like I said, I got my shoes off, ready to go. I go up to the ball pit. I'm ready to Olympic dive into this thing, and as I duck down to fit in the hole of it, there's this little 3, maybe 4-year-old kid with his hands on his hips just staring at me as if to say, you can't come in here. So I'm like, okay, this is an awkward bit because I can't like football tackle this kid out of the way. So I'm just kind of thinking, logically what I can do. So the first thing I do, I go, hi. I'm friendly, what can I tell you? So while I'm having this heart-to-heart with this little guy, like I'm introducing myself, I get a tap on the shoulder, I turn around, I go, what? And there's like a mass exodus of people leaving the playland, right? Like chicken nuggets and fries still, on the table, parents grabbing their kids, and they're just flying out of this place. And I'm thinking, this can't be good. And then I turn around again, and there's a manager and like 2 counter people, and I think the guy that dunks the fries was there. Like all the McPeople were charging down into the playland, and they bust open the door, and she's like, you have to get out of here now. And I'm like, who? She's like, you! I'm like, well, what did I do? She goes, you can't just walk in here with a camcorder and start filming stuff. I'm like, well, why? She goes, you don't even have any kids, and you came into the playland. I'm like, well, the sign on the door said I need to wear a shirt, which I am, and I couldn't wear my shoes, which I'm clearly not. She's like, just get out. And I'm like, all right. So I slowly put my shoes back on, slower than I normally would because I want to drag this out. all right. So I'm slowly backing out so that we're making eye contact as I'm leaving, right? So I'm backing up slowly and she's walking forward rather quickly. So, you know, I don't know a lot about physics, but fast meaning slow, something has to give. And I'm backing up and I'm like, look, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to, you know, ruin your day. You know, I thought that, you know, this would be fun. And she's like, for who? And I said, well, you know, I was just, you know, having fun. All right, look, like I said, I didn't mean to ruin your day. I just wanted to have some fun here. Can you apologize to them for me? And like, they're all standing, all the parents, and they're all, you know, freaked out, which is weird because the parent of the kid in the ball pit wasn't there, neither was that kid. So that kid was still in the ball pit. So where his parents were, I have no idea. And as I'm backing out of the door and she goes here, I don't want to see you in here again. And I was like, that's funny because that's what you guys said in September. It was almost the exact same thing. She goes, go! So yeah, that's the story. Langille thought that he'd have a day in the life and go play in McDonald's ball pit and end up pissing off a lot of people. So needless to say, they weren't loving it, but it made a good story for me, and people seem to love that story. So as a parent now, I kind of understand why they were freaked out, but 10 years ago, I didn't really get it. I was just trying to get some good footage. So anyway, that is the Langille banned from McDonald's story. I hope you guys enjoyed it. You can check me out at thelangilleshow.com and youtube.com. You can follow me on Twitter at twitter.com/Langille and dailybooth.com/Langille for photos for a couple more days before I kind of just close that down. And tonight I'll be on Blog TV. That's right, it's TLS Live. That show airs, if I could talk, that'd be awesome. That show airs at 8 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Atlantic, 5 o'clock Pacific and 1 a.m. GMT. This will probably come up there because people are going to ask questions. But yeah, tune in and see what else you can find out about the wonderful history of Langille. Take care.